Wait, I haven't recorded. I haven't done yours yet.
That's okay, just hit record. And I'll do it on this one as well.
That's not where you're going to be, though.
But this is where I'm going to be. And right here is where I'm going to be. You see? You gotta focus the camera on my eyes. If you see my eyes, then it'll be just fine in the camera.
I think that's right.
Turn the aperture down.
Do I need to? For real?
No, but I like the way that the aperture sounds in the song. Aperture down.
Okay. You guys, welcome to our podcast.
Over it.
Welcome to our podcast.
Zoe's over it. Over it. Turn the aperture down.
Well, welcome back. I've taken a couple of weeks off.
A lot of pent up energy.
Yeah.
Zoe,
Mike,
let me tell you
let
something.
me tell you something.
Brother. Here is a connection that I have made. First of all, what's that?
I'm not sure.
You hear what I'm talking about though, right? There's a popping. Maybe it's just
No.
this. Anyway, wrestlers and my parents.
Okay.
This is the tweet where there's two hands like this.
Uh-huh.
And there's two things, and then underneath the hands clasped is the thing that binds those two seemingly unlikely pairs.
Wrestling and your parents.
Wrestling and my parents. What do you think the joining is? What do you think the common denominator?
You.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not the one I was thinking.
Okay.
I was thinking telling me they're going to tell me something.
What?
I think both my parents and wrestlers love that they are telling you that they're going to tell you something.
Let me tell you something, brother.
And I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell you one more thing.
Now let me tell you about how this match is going to go.
Let me tell you one more thing. If you get us a Christmas present, you're out of the will. Let me tell you something. This chicken is cooked enough. There's no doubt about it. Let me tell you something. If you don't come to Kelsey's first reunion, she's going to get older and smack you in the mouth.
In the mouth.
Or other things that a family would say. My family says... Let me just tell you this one more time, regardless of how important that statement is.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like something very important is going to happen.
Well, your mom said that while she was here. She's like, so I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Now, I'm just going to tell you this.
Yeah.
And then she says something. Normally, my mom's stuff is pretty important. There is an element of, oh, she did gotta tell me that.
Yeah.
But my dad's
She did gotta?
thing, yes.
Okay.
And then my dad will be like, I would just wanted to tell you this one last thing, and it was a little bit cloudy almost today. And I'm like, okie dokie. Thank you. Love you.
Yeah.
Okay, and also, we were driving around today, and we're close to the CVS.
And
now you know that.
we're close to the house, but we could do something else.
Yeah. Right now we're in the house, but we could do something this afternoon. At some point, we might be able to do something at some point this afternoon. What do you think about that?
Hey, went out to breakfast, and
I feel like we're gonna catch a lot of shit.
yeah, we are. Your dad's gonna be like, so you're making fun of me on the podcast.
So this is what we do now on the podcast.
Great.
And I remember when I used to listen to your podcast.
Right.
Speaking of listening to our podcast, welcome to the podcast show.
Welcome to our podcast. Yes.
A show where a married couple consisting of a comedian and a hairdresser, you figure out which one's which, give you advice about your relationship to something.
Yes.
Zoe,
Mike?
of course, we know we've spent 2 weeks off,
Yes.
but get ready for 2 weeks on. This one and the next week are guaranteed.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty good.
And tomorrow's never guaranteed for anyone, which
That's
is
right.
why we got to get right into these questions.
Right into him.
Here's one. How did you pick out a gift for somebody who always buys themselves the things they want?
Mike? Mike is guilty of this.
Oh, that's a fun way for you to quickly jump on that before I say it.
Before you say nothing, I almost never... No.
Nope.
No, that's not... Oh, here we
Tell you a
go.
little something about Zoya. Little something little Zoya does. I said, let me tell you a little something about Zoya. Something that Zoya does. She buys herself stuff.
Not during the holidays or around my birthday.
Hey, Zoe.
Hey, Mike. Don't do that. Don't do the disappointed.
Well, good news is I'm not mad.
No, but you're disappointed.
I am.
That's worse.
Yeah.
That is worse.
Yeah.
It's so worse.
But you do that. And I guess I'm just a little upset that you would say that you don't do that. I don't say that I don't do that, but it is ingrained in me. I ingrained it in myself by helping to buy my own Christmas presents at a younger age, offering to. That
Go halvesies.
go halvesies. I every year around Christmas, I'm like, yeah, I deserve something, and maybe I'll get it for myself. I'll get a Christmas present for myself.
That's fair.
I've earned it. We've all earned it, and this is where you would cue like a Christmas song. It's Christmas time.
Christmas time.
Hold on, I have that one. Check this out. No, the drum beat doesn't need to be on. Christmas time is Christmas time. Christmas time is Christmas time. Christmas time. Christmas time.
Christmas time.
I didn't think that we were both gonna.
Christmas time.
But you do that all the time, is what I'm saying. So,
So what was the question?
how do you buy someone? Let me get back to the question. It's like, how do you buy a gift for somebody who always buys a gift for themselves? Well, I would say you got to set rules.
Yeah.
If you're going to be with somebody who does that, you say either that there's a strict rule that when December 1st hits, you both have a calendar, don't you?
Yeah.
There's no buying yourself something until after
Christmas time.
There's no buying yourself anything until after
Christmas time. Oh, Christmas time.
Christmas
Time.
Christmas time.
Time. Time.
You can't buy yourself
Christmas time. Christmas
until
time.
after that. We
That's
kind
fair.
of do that, but
Yeah.
then we break it every year.
No. Not every. I mean,
Every time.
there's like things that like I don't know. Never mind.
What?
I don't know. Like
Christmas is synonymous with gifts. When you don't have a ton of family around and a ton of other people that you need to shop for, I know in my head I get like it seems like the end of a year, even though every day same. Seems like the ending of something and the beginning of something new. You get reflective around this time, and I'm like, I deserve something. So you get something for yourself. And I get the mentality. But if you're with someone who really wants to give that to you, like I really like giving you stuff.
Yeah.
And I purposely get stuff that I think that you wouldn't get for yourself so it feels more special. I always really liked when I was surprised by something on Christmas.
Yeah.
Miss time. And I loved that so much that I would want to give that to somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's almost like,
Yeah.
let's say you got to set rules, but if you know that the rules are going to be broken, you need to be on your shit to be on it enough to get that person something that would surprise them.
Yeah.
You can't control what other people do.
Yeah,
Peoples.
it's true. But sometimes it hurts. It hurts. It's hard to buy something for someone who doesn't really A, need anything, or B, is just hard to shop for.
Yeah.
So my thing for people like that is I gift cards and cash. Here. I do it with my nieces and my nephews.
Yeah.
Like, here, guys.
How do you
Have a fucking
combat
ball.
the fact that there's nothing special about that?
I don't. I don't think that, because once they reach a certain age, they don't give a fuck about what I'm buying them.
They don't. Here, I guess, is my point, and you're gonna get mad at me. But they don't give a fuck, or it's a little bit harder to surprise them.
My nieces and nephews know Tizzy Zoya is good for cash.
For sure.
Y-
And that's always good to have someone you could hit
yeah.
up.
Aunt Zoe is money bags. Here. Not really money. Cash. Yeah. Cashman. Yep. Go buy whatever the hell you want. Every time you look at it. Yeah. Every time you look at it, you know it's from Aunt Zoe.
Uh-huh. But Uncle Tio Mike is...
You are a better gift giver.
And why do you think that is? I guess this is the more interesting conversation to have.
Because I think you have a bit more time on your hands. Where like
Wasn't expecting that one first.
Yeah, not saying that you don't do anything, but I mean you're home and you're not around like a ton of people. So if something comes to mind, you're like quick to kind of go and get it or order it online or whatever.
I'm not preoccupied.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Where like I don't have time. I've been talking to people all day long. The last fucking thing I want to do is go to a store.
Sure.
I've been trying to hype myself up since yesterday to get my ass up and into
I get it.
to the stores.
I get it.
Yeah.
But there is this thing that came out a couple of years ago, and it's a collection of tubes or something that make the shopping go easier, and it's on the computer, and you could send mail to each other. Have you heard? And AOL, I was checking our P.O. box, and AOL dropped a couple free discs, and that's legit like 20,000 hours.
What's the next question, Mike?
Christmas time. I keep losing the page, and that's on me. One down. Couple too gory. Zoya, how do you compromise with a partner when the two of you live different lifestyles, it says? How do you compromise with a partner with a different lifestyle? Too vague?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
I mean, okay, if we're going to talk about stuff like that, like we do live two different lifestyles, right?
Let's
like,
talk about it. And there it is.
Like you and I don't get to see much of each other, right? No. And
you're welcome.
It's because I work days, you obviously work nights. And
I'm also working
days.
it.
Yeah. And you twerk it, actually. Christmas twerk, oh, Christmas twerk. He is twerking at night and day. I lost breath. Christmas twerk, Christmas twerk. He is twerking it all day long.
It so easily becomes demonic, is what I've learned.
So there's got to be like some type of, compromise as to when you both take time out of your day to spend time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If you know that you need time together and you're not getting it, you then come together and say, when do the Venn diagrams, when does it become a Venn diagram? What is that period of time that we both have that we could set aside? Maybe I don't do something on Tuesday night and you're home Tuesday night. So maybe that means we could both say no to anything incoming on the calendar to make sure that we're home on Tuesday night. And you just got to do shit like that, especially if you both like your lifestyles a lot. And you got to be open about when you need something from the other person.
Yeah. If neither of you are willing to compromise, then it's not going to work.
Like last night, you said, stay home so we can hang out. That was last night.
Saturday night. Yeah.
And I said, I'll spell it now, but I said it out loud. I said B. Okay. That was the first letter of what I said. And I said, I got new jokes to try out. And then I spit on the ground. And you handled that very well, I think. An example of two lifestyles, ships passing in the night. You said, I need to be with you. No, you'll work out your jokes and quickly because you're so good at stand-up comedy.
He stayed home. Divorce time is Christmas time.
Divorce time is Christmas time?
Yes.
Uh-oh. That's no good. That's no good. Here's another one. Zoya, what do you say when family members ask when you're getting married if my boyfriend and I are happy as is?
Tell them it's not going to work out. Just stay together.
Yeah. Tell them that, yeah. Tell them, like, why, I don't know why you'd want us to be together so bad. It's not really, I don't know how much longer it's going to last.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's none of anybody's business.
Yeah.
You know? It's like when people ask, like, oh, when are you guys going to get pregnant? Oh.
Yeah. Dude.
I told somebody once that we've been trying, and they were like,
because it becomes a different conversation.
Yeah.
And then they got to think about you doing F.
Yeah. Well, never mind that, but like it shuts them right up because no one really knows what's happening. You know?
Sometimes people's minds go to the simplest place. Like there are two people. Is baby or is no baby?
Is no baby.
But there's so many things in between is baby and is no baby that all you got to do is remind people that there's other possibilities and then they don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
People just want to have the conversations that they want to have and they want them to make them feel a certain way and they want them to last for as long as they would like them to last. Is baby?
Is baby?
Is no baby.
No baby. No baby. No baby.
Okay. Is married? Two people.
I mean,
one boy, one girl is married.
Do
people do that to like a lesbian couple?
No.
Like, would your mom be like, when are you two getting married?
I mean,
let's go, TikTok.
Maybe there are people, maybe there are families that are like that with their gay son or daughter or whatever. You know,
there's something there. There's something to the data that would, like what it means, what those questions mean overall. Like saying, it could not be a selfish thing at all, but you're saying it's nobody's business. Does that question mean that that person is prying? Does that question mean that that person wants to look forward to like a party? Wants to look forward to like the joining of two people that they really like?
Sure. Okay.
Are they looking forward to those people having kids and what that then means for like...
Yeah, but again, person that's asking isn't part of that whole thing. So yeah, I find that to be prying. What is my personal intimate relationship have anything to do with anything else unless I'm offering or talking to you or asking for advice.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking leave it alone. Like who cares? People live together for years and years and never get married.
Yeah.
I have friends that
Hippies.
kind of, but like I also have friends that have been together for 20 something years and still have never been married, and they live a really great full life.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, they kiss. And then I also have a gay friend who's never come out to his family and had a wedding, and that was the day that everyone really met each other.
Now remind me which one gay is.
Same-sex couples.
I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music, and they toss that word around there sometimes, and I don't think it means the same thing.
I mean, it could. They're both happy.
Yes. Yes. Very
Yes.
beautiful. Hope that
Yes.
answered your question. It's not really anybody else's business.
Yeah.
I'm trying to examine, like, I'm trying to think of the hardest part of this question. And it's not always as like black, and maybe this is me projecting, but I'm like, what if it's like a family member that doesn't mean any harm by the question, but it's still a difficult conversation.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of that too. I think that
Listen, it's none of your business.
I'm sure it comes from like a nice, good place, right? I don't think it's meant to be malicious when certain people are asking or whatever. And sure, weddings are fucking expensive now. Like they've gotten out of control and out of hand, and how
A friend of mine spent 30 plow.
dude, more than that.
Okay.
Even it doesn't matter like where you're at. That's like baseline. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know that it's coming from like a terrible place or whatever, but why can't we just be together and be,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm just saying, in the moment, what do you say to a nice relative that says that? You don't want to like shut them down, and you don't want to like dunk on them.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
guess-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
What do you say? Hey, listen, we're just kind of getting it in right now.
Yeah, we're just having fun.
He has been coming inside, but we're not really, it hasn't hit anything yet, I guess. And guaranteed she never has.
We're going to get pregnant first before we get married.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very funny.
Yes.
Say, I don't think he's done fucking other people, but soon.
So I have a question, and we can end it on this.
Okay. Chris.
What do you do? I'm gonna sneeze.
Uh-oh. Don't look at the lights. Ow.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Christmas sneeze.
What do you do when somebody always complains about you taking up all the room in the bed, when recently you found out that it wasn't you? Asking for a friend.
What?
What are you talking about?
What?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
So there was a situation where I was asleep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thousands of people
Thank
sleep
you.
every day. You're not special.
And Mike always complains that I take over the bed,
Yeah.
right? Okay. You say that I sprawl out and whatever. And I was like holding on to you. I like to be the big spoon, right? In our relationship. And when we're getting ready to sleep, I like to be the big spoon.
You know
Don't
what?
get me wrong.
Nicole Amy Schreiber.
I like getting big spooned also. But to fall asleep, I like to,
Sure.
you know. So
Did
I'm
you-
laying
did you
there.
hear?
Hold on.
Hold on. No, I want to say a funny thing.
Oh,
It's only pertinent to this moment.
okay.
Nicole Amy Schreiber calls people who like to be the big spoon but are shorter backpacks.
Oh, that's funny. I like it.
Yeah, she's very funny.
I like to backpack.
Anyway.
Backpack. So I was holding on to you, and of course you had pushed me all the way to the edge of the bed, which I typically do sleep on, especially because I'm like self-conscious about waking you up in the night.
Sure.
Okay. So I have taught myself how to sleep on my edge
You have to train yourself
of the bed. Yes.
like a Marine.
Because for what, 20 something years, 27 years when I met you, 28 years sleeping by myself.
Not always. I heard.
Okay. That could have been bad.
Yeah. So you starfished because of all the time you spent alone.
Alone. Right. Thank you.
Sad as hell.
Yeah.
Saddest.
No, it's not. I didn't mind being single.
I'm just kidding, dog. So you're
So
right
I'm
now at this
holding
point
on.
in the story, you're admitting to starfish
Yes.
sleeping for
okay,
1,000
because
years.
yes.
Yes.
And then recently I've taught myself how to try not to wake you up. So I'm holding on to you and I'm on like the edge of the bed and I'm like sitting there and you just turn over and are like laying on me.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you get pissed off. Legit pissed. And I literally said to you while you were in your slumber, move over. Mm-hmm. And you were like, and like scooched over, being a bitch about it.
Whoa. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry, your mom calling your dad a bitch has ruined everything for me while they were here.
So let me get the details of this story straight.
Yeah, you were
me
like,
tell you something, brother. You were inconvenienced by how I took over too much of the bed one night.
no, it wasn't one night. It was the attitude that came with it, right? So typically when you wake me up and ask me to move over, no words. I just move over.
Yeah.
Sweet, kind, and I get back into...
And I'll go one step further and say you've done that, and you've done that for the past 12
Shut
plush
your mouth.
years that I've dealt with that and watched you do that for 12 plus years. And
Okay.
if you want to rewrite history and say you were super psyched every time you had to wake up in the past 12 years.
But I've also always told you, wake me up and move me, right?
Yes, you do say that.
Yes. Wake
And
me up and move
everyone
me, and
always
I'm never
means
going
everything
to...
they say.
Yeah, and I'm never... Listen, if I'm asleep, I have no power of what's happening. Okay?
Yes.
Can't help it, an attitude, whatever. And I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But you, like... I'm like, this guy is
I'm so
for
sorry.
real. And then I was hanging out with your friend, and I was like, dude, I was like, I caught an attitude, and she started laughing.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fair. I mean, it's fair. I understand why. But don't complain that I take up all the bed all the time, and sometimes it's you.
I don't know that one thing outdoes the other thing. I will say...
Christmas time is also bed sharing time.
I think the one thing that unites every shape on the evolutionary chart is that if you wake us up, we're going to get a little grumpy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that could be on the solstice, the summer solstice. It could be on your birthday,
Yes.
or it could be on Christmas time. Thank you very much for listening to the show. Hope you got something out of it.
You guys, as you know, you might be wondering how we got here. They are promoting their show. the podcast. This week, we'd like to promote the newest comedy venture, the podcast. Every week, podcasters O'Neill, Olivia, and Tyler will pitch each other innovative, lucrative, and absolutely bonkers podcast ideas. And then they set out to create them. They're the masterminds behind such podcasts as Modern Stone Age Family, a dating and interpersonal relationship advice podcast centered around Fred and Barney Flintstone Rubble.
Flintstone Rubble? That's like if they had a law office. The law offices of Flintstone and Rubble.
As a newly uncloseted gay couple doles out advice for the modern Stone Age with Fred Flintstone's ex-wife, Wilma Slag Hoopy.
Is that her real name?
I don't know. Mondays we release full episodes, and Fridays are Friday feed drops featuring solo episodes of the winning podcast idea. As it's a workshop, sketch, and variety show. You can find links to our show on our website .biz. Again, that's 3website.biz. And feel free to reach out at email at website.biz.
Kind of mean of you to make Zoya read that entire thing.
We're on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and now Hive at Triple P Cast.
Hive, you heard about this? So website.
You guys, and as you know, our $10 group gets a shout out, and that goes a little something like this. Cole Rusty.
Rusty.
I was gonna call him Rusty Cole.
Rusty Cole
Yeah.
sounds like a
What you get in
baseball
your
manager.
It also sounds like what you get in your stocking if you're a bad.
If you're a bad
If
guy.
you're a bad. Joseph Capricuccio. I think I'm saying that wrong, and that's okay. Shannon Haynes. DLD, Ernesto, Raja, Eliseus, Lewis, and Odette. Lauren Chauncey. Actually, happy birthday, Lewis, I think.
Is that right?
I believe.
Yes.
Paul Gilliam, Steve Diergo, Chris McCarthy, Trevor the Werefishy, Joe Penn, happy birthday Starlight, JJ McToots, Rachel last name, Mike Genie, Alan Garcia, Connie Tryon, Isabella Sparkles, Antero Baez, Frankie Matos Music, Chris Fernandez, Johnny Rizito, Handcrafted Neckwear, CCPB and J, Admam, Zoya, you're doing great, Caleb Perkins, Giant Tom Hanks, Lizzie Love, Gavin Welsh, Someone Tell Aaron, Jackie Hammond, Page, but negative temperatures. The guy with long hair, Chris Johnson, Anna Valles, Benjamin Putz, Beth Bush, Snuggle Pig H, Christina Camille. Happy birthday, Lex. That's funny. Michael Johnson, Kayla Johnson, Grant Levasseur, Chad Clark, Heather Ashley, What is Cat, Katie Taylor, Shane Welsh, Evan Canoe, Joe Band, Milky Beans, Jess Enright, Lillian Carrillo, Magnus Silva, Barrington Lloyd Lovett, Benjamin Fuchs, Theodorus Karen Bellis, Janisha Tutton, Danny Sinclair, Jacob D. Bradford, Justine Beebestein, Just Josh, Sergeant Sparty, Ed Birch, Helen Ford, Illuminos, Superfloss, Tatiana, Danielle D. Verona, Sean Stone, Valerie York, Deb, Jesse Stillwell, Katie Lee G, Rob Devereux.
The beat drops.
Don Bjor, Nestor De Leon III, Luis Hernandez, Monique Quistorf, Alexander Legowski.
Read it.
Huh? Did you just say reread it?
No.
Oh. Jamie Garner, Cody Osa, Las Felicia Chimberry, and Matthew J. Palka. Huge shout out to Rob and Lex Devereux. They got married a couple weeks ago, and that's why last week's podcast was not up. Because I wasn't in the country.
You were officiating.
No, I didn't officiate, but I
were
did go
observing.
and observe, and we had a very, very nice time, and I was very thankful to be a part of their day. And I'm just happy that they're in love. You guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Yes, thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.